Hey everyone, we're about to begin Module 16, which is all about solving quadratic equations using factoring. But before we could actually jump into a new equation to solve, we need to take time to review an old equation that you've already previously learned how to solve in Algebra 1. So let's talk vocabulary. What is an equation? Well, an equation is a statement of equality in mathematics. So we know a statement of equality has an equal sign. So anytime you see numbers, variables with an equal sign, that statement is called an equation. And the job of an equation is the balance. That equal sign separates the left side from the right side. And equals means whatever's on the left and whatever's on the right mean the same thing. They're equal in value. They may not look alike, but they're equal. And we know about this. We know from fraction land, a half equals 2/4. We know from elementary math, a half equals 5/10. Even though those two statements don't look the same, they're equal in value. So when you put that equal sign there, you have an equation. Now, with your directions, you are going to solve an equation. You do not simplify an equation, you solve an equation. So now you have to think about it. We've gone through 15 modules, and all you've heard me say in 15 modules is simplify, because we weren't dealing with equations, we were dealing with expressions. So in the past 15 modules, every expression had letters and variables, but there was no equal symbol. So you simplified, you followed order of operations and did the operation you saw in that expression. Now we're going to have an equation that has an equal symbol, and the directions are going to say to solve. And solve means one thing only. It means to isolate the variable, to get that variable by itself. And 9 times out of 10, when we're solving equations in algebra, they use the variable x. Okay? When we get that x by itself, which is usually on the left side, it's going to equal a number. And that number is your solution set. It is your answer. Now, what you have to recall is what equation you already know how to solve. From Algebra 1, everyone learned how to solve a linear equation. A linear equation. And you know it's an equation because it has an equal sign, but you know it's linear because it's degree 1. Now, what does that mean? Recall, the word degree means the value of the highest exponent. So when you're looking at your equation and you look at your variable, your letter, if it's understood to have an exponent of 1 and that's the highest exponent, that's how we know it's a linear equation. And that degree, that exponent, is important because linear equations only have one solution, and that's why they're degree 1. So if you look at your PowerPoint, I have a linear equation. 2x plus 8 equals 0. I know it's an equation because it has an equal sign. I know it's linear because if I look at the letter x, it's understood to have an exponent of 1. Now your job is real simple. It's to keep the x on the left and move all the numbers to the right. The way you move the numbers to the right is you do the opposite or inverse operation. So if a number is connected by addition, you subtract it. If a number is connected by subtraction, you add it. If a number is connected by multiplication, you divide it. If a number is connected by division, you would then multiply. So your goal is to get that x by itself. You want to undress that x. You want to take everybody that's connected to it away. So again, look at our equation. 2x plus 8 equals 0. I have the number 2 connected to the x, and I have the number 8 connected to the x. 2 is connected by multiplying. 8 is connected by addition. Now it matters which number you move first. We work backwards of PEMDAS. You know when we're doing order of operations, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, we start with the P parentheses first. When we're working with an equation, we're like going backwards. So when we're working with an equation, we move addition and subtraction first. So we would move the add 8 by doing the opposite, which is subtract 8. And if we subtract 8 on the left, then we have to subtract 8 on the right. Why is that? Because an equation is balanced. The left side has always got to equal the right side. So what you do to the left, you have to do to the right. An equation in real life is going to lift weights. If you're lifting weights, if you add 8 pounds to the left, you have to add 8 pounds to the right to keep your balance. So the same thing's true with equations. So to move and add 8, we're going to subtract 8 from both sides. Now what happens when you add 8 and subtract 8? That's right, it makes 0. Do we have to write 2x plus 0? No. 2x plus 0 is just 2x. That's why you see in algebra us just cross those 8's out. They canceled out. And that's what inverse operations do. They cancel out. On the right side, 0 minus 8 is negative 8. Now look, your new equation is 2x equals negative 8. But x is still not isolated. Now there's a 2 connected to the x. And they're side by side kissing, so they're connected by multiplication. Well, the way you move multiplication is you do division. And in algebra, we use the fraction bar for division. So instead of multiplying by 2, we're going to do the opposite, the inverse. We're going to divide the left side by 2, and we're going to keep balance and divide the right side by 2. So now on the left side, 2x divided by 2 would be 1x, but we don't need to write the 1, the coefficient of 1, so we just write good old x. On the right side, negative 8 divided by 2 is negative 4. You know you're done solving your equation because you got your goal. Your variable is isolated. X is by itself, and you have a numerical value it equals. X equals negative 4. That's how you solve a simple linear. Now to check your solution, you would substitute that negative 4 back in the original equation. And that's what you could see on your PowerPoint. 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. Negative 8 plus positive 8 is 0. 0 on the left equals 0 on the right. The check is complete. We're done. Let's go to the whiteboard and try another one.